Wall Street Journal editorial says about trading with the Taliban, their lead editorial this morning, says that this trade, other Americans are going to pay the price for the terrorist hostage swap. We had David Rhodes from Reuters on earlier. He said the Israelis do this all the time, obviously. The French just cut checks. We don't do this historically. Reagan did it in the mid-'80s. Talk about what the president did, and should he have done this to get this last POW out?
I don't think he should have. I mean, we may well pay a price in terms of trading hostages to giving back terrorist leaders in order to get Bergdahl back. I mean, there are two sides of it. The 5 Taliban leaders we sent back, they may stay in Qatar for a year, they may not, even if they're there for a year. The boost this has given them, if you look at their own propaganda, I was reading some translations last night online, I mean, they are over the moon, the Taliban and Al-Qaeda affiliates in the area.
Does that matter if we're leaving Afghanistan?
It matters because anyone who might be on our side in Afghanistan or Pakistan or anywhere else in the world has decided, combine this with the rest of Obama's weakness, forget it. Being with the Americans, does not pay. But secondly, what about Bergdahl? I mean, I don't mean everyone's happy to see him back and all that. The fact is, Susan Rice said on TV yesterday he was taken in battle, taken on the battlefield, and that he served the United States with honor and distinction. There's a lot of reporting that he wasn't taken in battle. He seems to have deserted or at least gone AWOL. He may have cooperated with the enemy after they captured him. Soldiers died trying to find him. His own platoon and his own company and battalion seem to have come under a lot more attacks after he was taken. The degree of anger among soldiers on email and on listservs is unbelievable. And that needs to be taken seriously. That's not just people, those are people who fought in the same company in some cases, and who feel like they sacrificed to get this guy back, who may have behaved at best irresponsibly and at worst worse. And we need to have honesty about that. There was a big Army investigation. What did Susan Rice know? What did President Obama know about the investigation about Bergdahl? It's one thing to trade terrorists for a real POW, for someone who's taken on the battlefield fighting honorably for our country. It's another thing to trade away 5 high-ranking to someone who walked away.
We don't know all the details of this morning. Obviously, though, there is a lot of concern among the ranks, a lot of very angry people, as you said, online in the military.
This is why Congress needs to have hearings. There was a huge Army investigation. What's about the NDAs, incidentally? Do you realize the Army required other soldiers to sign non-disclosure agreements about what had happened? Who's ever heard of such a thing? The enlisted guys in the military signing non-disclosure agreements?
There'll be an investigation, but there are new quotes this morning from members of his platoon. One guy saying, I'm, quote, pissed off about this because he believes that Bergdahl's a deserter. But again, we don't know yet, and there'll be an investigation into it. But back to the other